There's something I really miss, and that's when we had pre-stream music, and I couldn't keep the stream going because it would get it muted or copyrighted or whatever. So I would always take the stream down and put it back up again, and that would always lead to people panicking or shouting and yelling, and then we just get the swords out and cull them all. Those were good times, and I have thought about bringing them back, but that would mean going back and getting all the, well, I'd have to get the music, and I'd have to make sure I'm cutting the right things up for YouTube later. I'll consider it though, because I kind of miss it. We had more variety music back then. Right, that was just a side thought I had as we were phasing into the game though, and I felt the need to share it. What I also feel like sharing is the pointy end, or the business end of my army, straight into Ethiopia. Their very existence has been a sham. They are way low in tech. They've just come out of bankruptcy. They're not currently in bankruptcy, so it won't be quite the raffle stomp that we want it to be, but regardless, it's time for them to die. I can't make them a rival, sadly. Would have been very nice. But what I can do is get Harar and grab that before they even put a garrison in it. Sweet as. We only have claims on crappy land, but let's still take this for all it's worth. So our claim on Mora. Boom. Get in there. Right on time. Excellent. Okay, setting that war going and marching on that fort so that I don't forget. What's the story right now? Because I think it's been a week since we've had this. It's dragging its heels, isn't it? Mostly because RimWorld's been more on the mind, but RimWorld is now over. Don't get it spoiled. It was a good ending. It's worth watching yourself. So, if you hadn't kept up on the memo, we have decided to forgo our aspirations on Asia. At best, we're going to send boats there, but I don't intend on conquering any more land over here. Yeah. Well, if I end up with 3 colonists and nothing to colonize, I might consider an island or two, but we're certainly not going on a conquest spree there. Because I want this to be the African story. This is Imerina coming together as a massive powerhouse in Africa on our way to go and find out what a Belgian is and then enslave them. And of course taking over this land is part of it because we want to corner the slave market, and that means taking all the provinces in black. I wonder why, way back when the game was released, black was chosen as the colour for slaves. I think that was the case in EU3, which is probably the reason. We also have to get over here, which means we'll have to fight the Ottomans at some point, and the Ottoman army is 171k and bound to grow. There's no weakness for them right now. And they've got decent allies. Oh, including Bengal. That's just what I needed to hear. Oh. That is not what I expected. The Ottomans are already over there in Bengal. I think we were notified of that before, but you better believe I'd forgotten it. Colonizing Australia, it's not impossible. Depends who else gets over there. It would be something to use our colonists for once we're done with Africa. For the record, I don't plan on colonizing all this crap land here. It's just nasty. Who would want it? Alright, I'm going to bring this diplomat back because he's spying on a whole load of not much. I'm also, as I think about it, going to set my trading policy here so that I can build up spy network faster. I don't think 5% trade power is going to make or break anything there. And other than that, when I have a free diplomat, I want to start spying on Dahomey because he's getting carved up and he has some of the few decent fetishist provinces left, and I wouldn't mind staking my claim before he gets torn apart entirely. He's without allies, so a good one to target. Anyway, let's slow down, get fighting Ethiopia, and get the feel for where we should be right now. Outnumbering our enemies is a good feel. What's also a good feel is getting... Wait, why do we have a cog here? Leave behind a single unit to get that occupied as soon as possible. And separate that transport. Where are all of our other transports? You're our heavies. Those are our transports. And for you, I want to build up higher in force limit, meet the force limit, because, well, the more trading ships we have, the better, right? That is one hell of an Ethiopian general. I thought I was good with 353. He's got 461. However, his fort will fall in a single session. And he was already paying for the other one, so nothing to really gain there. I want to continue on with trade ideas, even though Dip Tech is horrifically lacking, and will continue to lack as the institution tech penalty piles up. But the sooner I get that extra merchant, the sooner I make big money, and the sooner I can get a policy going, which currently would be trade efficiency and steering, both pretty good for us since we're so trade focused. Harar will fall quite fast, and it should actually give me a massive jump up in war score straight away. But I should bully the Ethiopian troops for all. Ah, crumbs, of course. He's going to go through here into my land. Always into my land. And yet I refuse to build fortifications. You know, just one here would catch anything coming down. It's not like I don't have the money. Maybe I really should think about that. But once I take this, I'll have this fort to protect anybody from heading south. Or protect me from people heading south. Let's just get this as soon as possible, and hopefully we can catch people. Oh, wait. He's going into Digabur. Alright, great that we got that fort. Slaughter them before they get out of there. Oh, good. We're just on time for it. And, yeah, just clean the place up. Hopefully if they go for anywhere, they go for that fort, and then I get an easier fight with them. Or they want to come in for a fight. Now, I am fairly confident about flooring these Ethiopian... Well, that's a 10 to 1. It doesn't really count, but I'm still confident about flooring them. Doesn't mean I want to charge into mountains. No point taking a bad fight. Arid and crappy lands. Oh, Christ, I thought that was a declaration of war. Gave me a bit of a fright. Okay, no point getting yourself just caught out there for free. I want to focus on that fort, not anywhere else. Now advance on like this is a certain other game. A certain other great game. I wonder if I should just focus on taking his mountainous fort. It doesn't quite block me from going all the way around the everywhere here. But I would just like to have it down. Clever bugger here thinks he can take me. You cannot take me. That is not allowed. I wonder what he will be up to, though. Potentially marching his way down here. But if he does march down here, chances are I'd go for my fort, and I am more than ready to ship my troops back down there and whoop his bottom for it. 40 ducats, decent for the settler chance, if nothing else. And it's high time we got ourselves a Reformation bonus. Religious wars will be pretty useful given where we are right now. You know, we're always fighting religious wars. We're almost never against a fetishist. Right, Dahomey, you're at peace except for Nupe. Nupe is going to take, pretty much everything you have, I think. Regardless, though, I'll build a spy network on you and start gunning you down as soon as I can. It's going to take quite a long time to siege this guy down, which is a shame. But we do what we must, before we can. There's Hunj as well. There's every chance that I could just have this battle going for as long as possible and then reinforce to defeat you. Because then we get to defend in the mountains. So I think as soon as he's locked in on that, which he seems keen on, great, I will... Whoa, wrong stack to move in there. I will send in what I can. I don't know if I'll be able to hold out long enough, but dang, I can try. Oh, there we go. That is the old bait and switch. We didn't even lose that many troops for it, which is just swell. You folks go back there. I've got a fort to take. That sends him packing. Although he's also packing his way down here. With his excellent general as well, so it's actually good for me that he stays there. Hopefully he marches on my fort and then stays there for ages. Jake, I love your casting on EU4, says Inglorious Bastard. I'm glad you're actually back to the dev clash. Are you still working with Paradox? Yes and no. I'm not on a payroll or anything, but they asked me to come and join in for the dev clash, and how could I say no? So I'm not an employee, I guess you'd say I'm a contractor. I don't know, I'm pretty new to that whole idea. There's not a lot left of Aden here at all. I should probably... Oh, definitely grab you if you've got a natural harbour there. I need a bit more if I want more claims on you, but I do want that. Alright, but that being the case, I will completely do you up, and that makes this coring a lot faster. And then I shall build a spy network on you. Lots of spy networks, because we don't have good casus belli, unfortunately. It's tempting to blow the walls down on this, because we're draining manpower just being here. Oof. It's all bad, isn't it? I haven't checked my estates at all so far today. How are they feeling? I could create myself a new general out of the Andriana, which would be rather nice. I'm a little shy on generalship. Otherwise, the merchant guilds always have good money for me. And I do want that dip. Since we're drowning in prestige as well, I think we will give them that and that as well. And I might even give them admiralship just to squeeze every last drop out of them that I can. And then we, of course, take our money and our loads of dip. And I want them to be a bit happier. So I will actually side with the merchant guilds, even at the cost of admin, which is not something you often do, but I really want to get my trade ideas done for that extra merchant. I wonder how comfortably I can shift out a lot of this infantry, because it's costing me in terms of attrition. Let's get all those 2 stacks and 4 stacks and stuff out of there, because I didn't accidentally send away all my cannons, did I? No. But I would like the siege done at some point. Jake, seeing as Belgium is half French, half Dutch, well, enslaving the Belgians been conquering the French and the Dutch. I'm not a fan of making the campaign so much bigger than they deserve to be, so if you're looking for that, you're looking in the wrong place. So many people ask for hyper-blobbing in my campaigns, and that's just not what I go for. Why do I have a free diplomat? Who did I call back? Marina? Arden? Oh! Well, that's a problem. Nupe have great allies. They got Strong High and they have Mali. Okay, Mali's not great, but Strong High certainly is. And both would defend them, although Songhai is in debt. Fighting in here can get real messy, but I still want that land. So let's build our spy network on Nupe now. It's also a shame that you're actually occupying those lands. But we'll have Ethiopia done and dusted before too long. Their armies are still terrible. I just got rivaled by Ayutthaya of all nations. Will we learn today what those Belgians are? Sounds kind of made up. Now the Belgians aren't the Lanius. But what if they are? Hope I don't regret never putting a fort on Kielba here. Oh, he seems to have changed his mind. He realizes that his capital is in danger. It's a mountainous capital, so when I take it, it's advantage me. Good, these buggers are still rising up, but they cannot hope to defeat me. And with the Cocoa Island done, I can actually revoke one of these and send them over here. The downside is there's a whole lot more angry natives that I don't really have the anything to cope with right now. And I don't want to completely miss them rising up either. But at the same time, I've got to make progress here. So I'm going to recall you and send you over here because there's a natural harbor. And I need to get all the trade power I can in the Ivory Coast. What I'm considering doing is moving all my trade to Cape of Good Hope, and if I nail down the Ivory Coast, it won't hemorrhage, and it'll make it a lot easier to suckle the trade out of Coromandel and Malacca, whilst at the same time getting extra trade steering from Zanzibar money as I steer it down there. Downside is I have to move my trading area, which is another, what is it, like 200 dip to change, isn't it? Well, it doesn't want to tell me, but I'm pretty sure it's 200 dip to change your trading, well, your main trading hub. Node, that was the word I'm looking for. Thank you, brain. You're meant to be more cleared up now that RimWorld is out of the system. I guess RimWorld's never truly out of the system. Take Huayda. Why though? Why though? I mean, sure, it's good for claims over here, and it's adjacent to these colonies, but I really want the natural harbors and estuaries before anyone else takes them. Gabu's already been taken, but that was a purchase, not a colonization. Ooh, there's that. I missed Ndongo, didn't I? Ach, wheel. Ach, wheel. I don't like the fact that they're going to attack my prosperity, but I also don't like the fact that I don't put on defensiveness here. That'll be handy. Alright, up we go, Shawa. Excellent. Well, damn, we are flattening these guys without even having to properly fight them. I should move back with you in the hopes that you actually move into Shawa. And then I floor you because it's a mountainous fort. They still got that 4-6 general. Oh, they traded generals, and he has a cannon, so he blew that one down as fast as he could. What a guy. I'm not looking to rake Ethiopia over the hot coals here. I just want what's clearly mine. But I also want him to go into Shawa. So I'm going to take a further step back to Harar. It's a lot easier to make the peace when their armies have been shattered. Still mountainous over there. I'd rather not take a mountainous. I want him to move into Shawa and put it under siege. That would be advantage Ajiran. My poor prosperity. Devastation in Kilwa. Also, devastated manpower. Goodbye. Well, let's get together. I hope he goes for Shawa and then turn right around and slap him one. Oh, Christmas Islands is done as well, so that means we can also revoke you and send you over to here. It's for development and it's adjacent to this other province and it's all part of this area as well. That way we don't lose the adjacency bonus, and I'll ship over some of you. So I have troops on both sides. He's not giving me the fight that I was hoping for. I will, however, take the claims that I'm hoping for off of you. I want this coastline, so I'll lay claim to that, and I will be coming back for Ajiran when my truce is up, which is not long from now, so I gotta make my peace with you eventually. Sooner is often better. Time is on my side. I'm gaining war score just from hanging around here. The war goal was for Mora. I've already got 8 war score out of it. Glad the gold coasters are a bit less uppity now. That's more like it. He's going for Showa. Oh, perhaps he's changed his mind. He'll probably take that back and then go for Showa. That's the hope, at least. I want him to... Well, you know, Harar is actually a nice one for him to go for as well. Depends where he ends up. Well, if you want to go for Shawa, be my guest. I also need to think what I want to do with this guy. That's pretty good, but more is more. Let's not invite an entire coalition on us, though. Ethiopia, well, it would be Kefa, Semyon... Ajiran's not to concern myself with, since I'll be fighting them soon enough anyway. This doesn't seem too bad to take, especially if I punch him for Dosh as well. I don't think I want that province, even though it gives me claims on both of your provinces, if I pursue them. Because it's just a different kind of rebel waiting to happen. Not that rebels are much of a problem here. Yeah, I mean, that's a nice, easy peace deal to take out of them. And they'll be chopped liver for next time, because I take both of their forts, and they're still a shambles. Coffee is good around here. Oh, I'm missing something very important. Damot. Damot for that gold. Probably better than taking the money. But you know, one should always take the money when possible. I feel like I'm coming out of this without a fight that I wanted. We'll see if we can fight you in Shewa. Strut our stuff, so to speak. Oh, yes. Good to show Hunj who's coming out on top. You should cut the Mamluks. Oh, you mean cut them off from Ethiopia? It's fine. I need to fight the Mamluks anyway, since they have a couple of slave provinces I need. Now that is strutting your stuff. Thanks for the war score. Thanks for making us look a whole lot better. And you know, that battle can pay for itself with what we demand. Get the prestige to drown more babies. Not quite. I also didn't take my other claim, which would probably be a wise thing to do. Even if it's part of a nasty-ass area. And a different culture group, which means more rebels. That's not... doesn't hold a candle to taking the Dosh. Still, though, I think I'll do... How does that look? Not insurmountable. That means I need to claim Kefa and Weliat and take them down when I can. I don't want to eat coalition sandwich out of them, but they shouldn't think they're hard enough for me. I'm glad we came along and took that gold, though. And we can make it all cores, which is similarly wonderful. Down it goes. And we'll keep ourselves in position here, because I doubtlessly need to... why do it that way? Let's do it the faster way. Hop. Let the turn of the month pass. Get over there. And Ajiran needs to go down real soon. Not only them, but I need to take down Aden. Aden are allied with Alodia, and that'll get me a truce with Alodia. Alodia look big, but they're a paper tiger. Especially now that I have these two forts. These two forts alone don't secure the line here. I should probably grab Tajura, which I just didn't grab, and erect a fort there, because that will completely seal off anybody from coming down and ruining my day. You are allied with Kazambe, of all nations. Kazambe is still getting in my way because they're allied with Maravi, and Maravi is also allied with Kalundwe. So what might be a good idea is I attack you, at the same time I attack Maravi. I don't have the army to split between the two. How about you there, Kafa? You're allied with Simeon. Alright, well you're the one that's going down then. It's not your fault, but you have the gold, so I'm taking the gold. That treasury looks healthy. What would I even spend it on? Let's keep our navies together, keep the army up to date. Keep the army fleshed out as high as it can go as well. We're way below force limit. Part of that is due to manpower problems. Oh, what is this? A powerful merchant wants to show gratitude for our efforts at patrolling the seas and keeping the lanes free for trade and exploration. Mercantile company has built new vessels for our war fleet and is willing to donate them to the crown. The Andamans, of all places, popping out 3 Karaks, bringing our heavy fleet way up to where it needs to be. And good thing we just took some extra land. No, we're still building a ship. But we've only just started building the ship, so we can still cancel it and get that stuff back. Lovely. A capital fort, Jake. I don't know. The fort itself does the job.